The news is found out about something I've known for quite some time now. And that is that Jackson State University's interim president, Dr. Anthony, is a supporter of the Republican Party, or what I like to call the Dixiecrat Party. Okay. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it in a real way. But before we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am your homeboy first, and this is the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on something. Again, hit that subscribe button, share, put all your people on and follow me across all social media platforms, okay? When I say that I've known this for quite some time, I've known this because one of my brothers hit me up immediately after she was named interim president. And he was mad as hell. Because he knew what was up. He knew what was up. He thought it was IHL trying to set us up for the okie dokie. He thought it was them trying to, put one of their people in place to sabotage university. Okay. So I've known about this for quite some time. All right. I didn't have any way of proving it. Okay. All I could go off of is what my brother said to me. Okay. But now it's clear. Now pictures are coming out of the woodwork, okay? And the picture that really went dumb on social media in Jack State circles is a picture of Dr. Anthony with some, conservative young lady celebrating Tate Reeves' win over Brandon Presley. Okay. Now other pictures have come out as well with Dr. Anthony being there with Haley Barber and all kind of shit. Okay. Now, let's be real about something. Some people might point to this and say, what y'all trying to say? A Republican can't be president of an HBCU? And that's left up to y'all, you know what I'm saying, about that. That's really the answer to that question depends on where you fall on the ideological spectrum, okay? Whether you liberal, conservative, progressive, traditional, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. But this is what I'll say about this. Mississippi Republicanism is different than, let's say, a Massachusetts Republican or something like that. Like Tate Reeves and a motherfucker like Mitt Romney, that's two different kind of goddamn Republicans. If you don't know who I'm talking about, Mitt Romney was a 2012 presidential candidate that lost to President Obama. Okay. Mitt Romney, before he lost President Obama, he had been governor of Massachusetts, okay? So he had to take some positions to win the nomination and shit like that. But really, when it came to social issues and stuff like that, Romney, was more of a moderate. He was a fiscal conservative, and that kind of shit is really what really fucked him up when his that audio dropped about him talking about people wanting handouts and all that kind of shit. Anyway, Mississippi conservatism ain't just like that. Mississippi conservatism and Mississippi republicanism is largely tied to white supremacy. It is. This shit is just facts. This ain't just me talking. This ain't just my fucking feelings. Okay. Right now, as I talk to you, this computer here is sitting on top of 1, 2, 3, 4 goddamn history books. Okay. And you can read any of these goddamn history books right here, and you'll learn about how the parties switched. You will learn about how Southern Democrats, aka the Dixiecrats, went into the Republican Party as a backlash to civil rights. So to sit up here and be tied to them is to be tied to white supremacy. Now, Am I saying that Dr. Anthony is a self-hating individual? Am I saying that Dr. Anthony is a black white supremacist? I'm not saying that. I don't know a lot about her personally. Okay. I don't. I do know this: if she's a Republican because of fiscal policy, then she values fiscal policy more than she does combating white supremacy. If she's a Republican because she's pro-life, then being pro-life means more to her than combating white supremacy. If she's a Republican because she wants military spending to rise, and she thinks we need a robust military response at all times to any threat whatsoever, then she values military spending more than she does combating white supremacy. If she's a Republican because she thinks the national debt is too high, then she values balanced budgets more than she does combating white supremacy. I can keep going and keep going and keep going. But I would say, this is my opinion. Now I'm giving you my opinion. I would say that you shouldn't have a president of an institution like Jackson State University, which has been severely hindered by white supremacist policies. You shouldn't have somebody as the president of the institution who combating white supremacy ain't like a top of mind thing. You feel me? If she wants to be a Republican, okay, cool, do that. But when you want to lead the biggest black institution in the fucking state of Mississippi, no. Can't do it. Can't do it. You can't turn a blind eye to that shit. You can't look away. You can't say the tax cuts. Fuck the white supremacist rhetoric, but I like those tax cuts. You can't say fuck the Confederate sympathizing, but I like that deregulation. I just don't think that you can, as the president of Jackson State University, be somebody who is willing to support these folks like a Tate Reeves, like a Haley Barbour, folks who give so much comfort to these white supremacists if they are not white supremacists themselves. You just can't do it. Haley Barbour was the motherfucker who said the White Citizens Council was good. If y'all don't know who the White Citizen Council is, the White Citizen Council would be like the businessman's Ku Klux Klan. Okay, they would be the doctors and the lawyers and the merchants and the bankers and shit like that had your ass blacklisted for trying to vote. That's who the White Citizens Council was. Ain't nothing good about them bitches. Haley Barbour thought they were good though. Haley Barbour was up here trying to say that Alcorn and Jackson State and Valley needed to be merged together because racism was over and because we had a black president at the time. What the fuck? Remember that bullshit that we were in a post-racial America? That motherfucker would have never tried to cut no costs by combining Mississippi State and Ole Miss and Southern Miss. Then Tate Reeves set up here, his declaration, keeping the tradition of the Declaration of Confederate History Month. This is who we're dealing with. This is who we're dealing with, y'all. This war on woke, which ain't really nothing but a war on truth. They up here trying to fire teachers for teaching the truth, man. They up here banning books that's making kids uncomfortable. because it tells the fucking truth. So, in my opinion, you can't have nobody fucking, lead a black institution who is not totally committed to combating anti-black sentiments and anti-black policies. That's my thoughts on that. That's my thoughts on that. I know I rarely weigh in on the collegiate politics when it comes to the president and all that kind of shit. My shit is K-12. I focus on K-12. I've told y'all that before. I believe if we don't get this K-12 shit together here, ain't no sense of worrying about what happened at the HBCU shit. The kids ain't gonna have an opportunity to get to college if we don't get K-12 right. And if they do get to college here, they're gonna flunk out if they don't have the necessary skills to make it in college. Trust me, my sister's a college professor. I hear her horror stories, and it lets me know that K-12 has failed a lot of our kids. So that's what I be on. But when this came across the timeline, especially in this moment where this election was contentious, and a lot of people were very hopeful that at least we would get some change at the top. If not, have some change on down ballot, and hoping people were hoping that okay, if people dislike Tate Reeves so much, then maybe they'll vote Democrat all the way down ballot, and we get some real change in this bitch. And when that didn't happen, to see the interim president of Jackson University be celebrating what so many Jackson State alums were hoping did not happen. Yeah, that was disheartening. But before I get off here, I do want to shout out one of my realest ones. Okay. He goes by Sonic Boom C98 on Twitter. Okay. And y'all know, like I said before, his mama named it Twitter. I'm going to call it Twitter. Okay. But I want to shout out that king because somebody added me in a motherfucking post. I think they added me, Ken Clark, and my dog Doc Holliday and shit, and were acting like we wasn't gonna say nothing about this. We're like, well, I don't have time for nonsense. I don't. So I ain't even say nothing to the motherfucker. I ain't say nothing. But Sonic Boom C98 let them know that I don't just hop on and just respond to shit instantaneously like that. I film once a week. I film put it on something once a week. Maybe one day I can have a daily show, but I'm not there in my life yet. I'm the hardest working man in business. I be having all kind of shit to do. I have to film this shit. I have to edit this shit. I had to put it out, but then I have my other businesses to tend to as well. I have my wife to tend to. I have my kids to tend to. I have my mother to tend to. So I don't have a daily show yet. So I can't just hop up and speak on shit whenever you motherfuckers want me to do that shit, dog. You know what I'm talking about? But I appreciate Sonic Boom C98 for correcting the record on that shit. That's why you one of the realest ones. You understand? But don't ever doubt that your homeboy first gonna speak on real shit. Never doubt that shit. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I do. You understand? And that's what I'm gonna continue to do. Put it on something.
Please subscribe to my daddy's YouTube channel because the more subscribers he gets, the more attractive he looks to sponsors. The more attractive he looks to sponsors, the more money he can make. And the more money he can make, the more money he can spend on me.